So I want to share my version of an inexpensive cream contour. First things first, you do want to prime and prep the face, so you have to have some kind of foundation, base, whatever. I'm just going to use a CC cream. This one is the Peter Thomas Roth CC cream. And this one is in shade light medium, which is my shade currently for summer or spring and summer. And I'm going to put a couple of drops of the Maracuja oil just to give it more of a hydration to my CC cream. So for the cream contour to stick on, you want to use something more of a cream base as well. If you use powder, it won't work as well because it's just going to feather and separate. Taking my Sonia Kashuk, this one is like a flat Kabuki top brush for foundations. So I'm just going to apply this all over. The reason I'm using a CC cream is because I do have all these specks that I want to lighten the scarring. And CC creams will do that for me. It's basically is a color correcting cream. If you're wondering what's a CC cream, it's like a beauty balm, but it also has skin benefits. I personally don't cream contour every day because it's a lot more time consuming, you would say. Okay. So once you apply your foundation, CC cream, BB cream, whatever it is you wanted to use, I personally use CC cream because I need the color correction, and also it's more sheerer than the foundation. So I have that on now, and we're going to move on to your cream contour. Concealer palette as my contour colors. I believe I got this from, I don't know, I want to say Coastal Scents a while back ago. So I believe it's less than 20 bucks, like $17.99, something like that. So very, very inexpensive and affordable for contouring. So you have a lot of colors, darker shades, more yellow tones, pinky tones, and you have the highlighting colors and color correction colors. So this is a great way to start off cream contours for you guys who never cream contour before. This one is the Essential Foundation Brush. This is the Real Techniques brush is what it's called, and this one was the Sam and Nick Chapman collection that came with these two. I like it a lot. It works wonderful. It also came with a concealer brush too, sorry. It's like this. But they are such good quality, guys. I believe I got it for about $16.99 for the whole set of 3 brushes. Definitely go out and get yours. I got mine at Walgreens. Very affordable as well. So what I'm going to do is mix these 2 shades right here for my contour color right now, because I want it more pronounced so you can see the color when I apply it. So ideally you can make the fishy face if you want and then map it out, because cream contour is okay to do that face. Versus powder, I wouldn't recommend doing your fishy face, because by the time you suck in and apply the powder and you let go of your cheeks and relax again, it's gonna move that powder and kind of disorientate where you first placed it. So creams, they will stay put, and that's okay for you to do this fishy face. Right around here is where I'm gonna apply it, this line. So just by mapping out, I'm using the side of the brush, and I'm gonna stop about, I want to say, 2 fingers width away from your lip, so you're not too close. If you were too close, it's going to look obvious that you applied that there. Flat side right above the line and sweep upwards, because you're blending out that line basically. So I have more of a rounder face. You look at it, more pronounced cheekbones, like more cheeks, apples. So I want to slim it down a little bit. Since my forehead isn't fairly large, I'm just going to contour it a little bit on the side temple and the hairline only, just to make it more even coated. Like so. So then it won't look like you just have contoured cheeks by itself. Once you have that, take a tissue, a clean tissue, the brush, wipe it off clean. So, and then you're going to want to blend more of that contour upwards. So you're going to want to blend this more upwards from where the line was, but not all the way in to your cheekbone, because you want the blush right here but you just want to soften this line. And still stay about 2 fingers away from your lip. If you need to hold your fingers there, feel free to do that. And then blend. If you need to use your finger, feel free, because they always say finger is your best tool. You're gonna chisel just a little bit under the line, just very softly on the tip of the brush. Chisel. You don't necessarily need the beauty blender for this step. The brush is fine, but if you have a beauty blender, it is a lot easier. But I'm used to brushes, so it's fine. I don't feel like using my beauty blender today. Just little circles. Buff out that line a little bit. You're not going to go too far down about under the line. Just about like 2 centimeters under, and do the little circles. Now you have your contour of your cheeks and your temple. You want to apply some to your jawline. If you want to contour your nose, you can. With the same brush is fine. So with the nose, I already have a natural nice bridge. I just want to slim down the meaty part of my nose right here. Right around here. And I'm picking up very little because it is a lot easier to apply the makeup than to remove. So I'm literally just drawing 2 lines right where my nostril is. Like so. Like there. Because I just want to slim down this part. I don't need to bring it up all the way, because I already have a bridge. Put a little bit right here on the tip right here. So it looks a little bit slimmer. And then you can put a little bit right by your eyebrow to your brow bone. I'm not going to connect the line, just a little bit right here. Like so. And voila. The jawline. I don't like to contour my jawline a lot, just faintly. So I'm just gonna try to cover up a little bit of this double chin here. So if you need to, feel free to put your finger just to feel where your jawline is. Once you see that, feel free to lift your head a little bit back and then apply this product from your chin right next to your finger. And then we're gonna blend this all out afterwards. Right now you're just positioning where you want the product. And if you look at it now, you can see I have a line there. Like so. So now you have the jaw where you want it to be colored. Take that same brush. You're going to want to blend this down to your neckline. So highlighting. You could do highlight first and then contour. I personally like to contour first. It's all about preference, honestly. So I'm going to take, out of this palette, I'm going to take, let's say, basically the center color of the whole palette. Same brush, just clean it off on a clean tissue, wipe it off. You don't need to spray anything, just wipe it off. Like I mentioned earlier, I want to make my face a little bit more slimmer, so pushed in, because I have more of a rounded face. So what I'm going to do for highlighting for my personal face shape is I'm just going to apply a little bit under the eye first. So I'm not going to bring it all the way up because I don't want to emphasize it being more wider of my face. I want it slimmer. So I'm mainly going to concentrate on where my inner corner of my eye, a little bit right where my nose stops, and up to where my eyebrow stops. Right around there. So not all the way out, okay? Right there. And then we're going to apply a little bit on a bridge or nose. Very hint, because I already have a high bridge. I don't need that much. That's way enough. And then I do want to bring my chin a little bit forward because my chin tends to be a little bit more flatter. I do have very pouty lips, so I'm not going to contour this area. You can see I naturally have that shadow already. I don't want to emphasize on that because it's already large enough. I'm just going to bring my chin a little bit out just to even out my pouty lips. Like so. Now I'm going to take a little bit on my forehead because I do want to make my forehead more pop. So meaning more forward. Right now it's slimmed from my contour on the side. So I want it more pulled forward now that everything's pushed in. So I'm gonna take a little bit. Right here. Now it's time for blending. So you can use a beauty blender like I mentioned, if that's easier for you. I'm gonna use this brush, which is the same brush we've been using this whole time. And also I'm gonna use the Real Technique multitask brush. So this is gonna be used for foundation, everything powder, whatever it is. I'm gonna use that to blend in the end. So I'm gonna just apply this where I want it to go first. And this can clean up any eyeshadow under too, because I already applied eyeshadow. Like so. So this is just smoothing out any of the lines. And I'm basically patting and kind of sweeping gently. I'm not pushing my brush and dragging it. I'm more like tapping it and then slightly feathering it out. That's what I'm doing. So try not to drag the flat top brush because this will cause lines if you do so. That's why we have the multitasker brush afterwards to blend. Very lightly blend this. And blend out the forehead. Now the chin. Okay, now the fun part. Take your big fluffy brush like I am going to use, and you're going to blend this. So nicely. This one you could be a little bit more heavy-handed because you are basically buffing it all out anyway. So it looks so soft and there's no like cut off line where you stop. Same with the forehead area. And then under the eye. You could blend this down to your cheekbone. So I'm blending it down, but I'm not blending it into the contour we just did. Okay. Now that you're supremely highlighted, if you can tell, I'm like super bright. We're gonna take that same highlight brush, whatever left over on the brush. Don't pick up any more highlight. You can sharpen your contour if you want, right under it, like so. Very lightly. Okay. Now with that fluffy brush again, blend contour and that highlight color. Nice light fluff. Okay. You're gonna want to set to everything. So I'm gonna take my infamous favoriteest tone correcting powder by e.l.f. This is like $3 at Target, so please go ahead and pick one up because it's so inexpensive. It's one of my favorite highlight powders. It sets everything seamlessly, it doesn't leave any lines, and it doesn't cake up, which I like a lot. So I'm going to use this to basically set everywhere that I highlighted. I'm taking this Urban Decay Naked Flush brush. So the dual-ended brush, I believe this one's supposed to be used for their blush and contour palette thing. I use this for everything. Taking the angle side, that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to basically apply this right under the eye, setting the highlight. And you want to do this pretty fairly quickly so it doesn't crease. Especially if you have like a lot of creases under the eye area, which I kind of do. And the chin, nose, forehead. A little bit chisel under the contour color. Now you're going to take your contour powder color to set that contour cream. So let's say you are extremely dry skin, like so parched that you need to mix oil with your contour creams. You don't necessarily have to set the contour color with the contour color if you don't want more coverage. You can just use a translucent color powder, like maybe the e.l.f. setting powder, the clear translucent one. You can use that, just dust it all over the face. That will work fine. But since I am more combo oily skin, like I mentioned, I am going to use a regular contour powder. Basically, this is the one that comes with the e.l.f. Duo, kind of like their version of the NARS Orgasm Laguna, sorry. Orgasm Laguna Contour by NARS, but this one is just the e.l.f. version. So I'm taking this is like an e.l.f. brush and bronzing brush. It's like an angled, it's really OG. They might not even carry this one anymore. Picking up a good amount. And I'm just gonna set everywhere that we contoured earlier. So I'm always start from the hairline because you want the most contour color pigment there. Once I apply it, I'm gonna chisel, basically circles, stay within that line, within 2 fingers away from the lips again, if you need guidance. So I'm on the hairline, which is where I applied it earlier. Okay, inside of my nose, which I put a little bit right here. A little bit by the eyebrow center. If you need to blend it out later, you can. And the jawline is where we applied to. So I also applied a little bit on my dimples, so I'm gonna apply a little bit there, just to deepen the dimple. Now fluff lightly for your jawline. Make sure you get behind the ear. Just like so. Blend it down to your neckline. And once I do this up with the powder, I tend to bring it a little higher above my jawline naturally, just so it won't look so pale there. That's all the contour we set. Now the fun part, which is the blush. My favorite part is the blush, so I have to apply blush. This one is, I believe, the Victoria's Secret blush. I forgot what color it was. I depotted it and put it in my Z palette. It's like an ovally shaped one. It's kind of old, but it works really good. And I'm just going to take the same Real Technique brush, the multitasker. Take a little bit of that guy, because this one's really pigmented too. And I'm just going to smile. Make sure you smile when you apply blush, so you know exactly where to apply it and that you won't apply too much. So we're going to smile, and you see where my pronounced cheeks, the meaty part of my cheeks are, the apples. And I'm not going to apply it directly on the apples because I don't want to look like a clown. I'm going to start by blending it into the contour and bring it forward to my apples, okay? So smile, chisel up and down lightly, and get to the cheeks. And you want to do circles to blend it into the contour. And then if you need to, feel free to bounce the brush, like so. So I'm basically working it from the hairline to my apples, but I want to apply most of it to the apples still and stay about 2 fingers away from the lips still. If it helps, just put your fingers there like I mentioned earlier, and that can guide yourself. Apply some of this on the rest of the face so you don't look like just red cheeks. Some on the nose, chin, forehead, and that should do it. That should be or contour and highlight. If you need to blend a little bit more, which I like to, because right now I made it a little bit heavier than usual, just so you guys can see exactly how it looks. Using a fluffy brush foundation powder I usually use, just taking that, and I'm gonna chisel everything out. So this is how it should look like, somewhat, if your face shape is different from mine, because mine's more round. So I did a little bit different than, you know, the usual. Everyone has different face shapes, so please try to research what face shape you are, so you can figure out how to contour for your shape so it will benefit your look, because not everyone's face shape is the same and you don't want to do the same exact contour. Like how I mentioned, my highlight starts around here in the inner corner of my eye, bring it up like a triangle, stops at the outside of my eye, like so. Since it is kind of matte everything, I'm going to put a little bit more of a sparkle, like a highlight sparkle instead of just a matte highlight. I'm taking this, this is a random one, this is a Hungry Heart Duo by NARS. This is not part of the inexpensive one, I just grabbed whatever's closest to me. I'm just taking my MAC 188, so mini dual fiber brush. Take a little bit of that. I'm just gonna brighten my cheekbone right here. So if the sun is out and about, it will give me a nice glow of shine on my cheeks. And it's not gonna look like oily shiny or like shiny like as in like wet, because I don't like that look either. It's just more of a nice sheen. Like, how would I mention it? A little bit bridge of my nose, chin, Cupid's bow. Notice I did not highlight my Cupid's bow either. My lips, like I mentioned, I have really pronounced larger lips already. I don't want to bring more attention to it since I have a very obvious Cupid's bow popping out, and I didn't contour the bottom either. That completes our contour, our inexpensive contour. I really hope this helped you guys out, and that, you know, you don't have to necessarily always buy expensive brands and all these other in the hype mainstream products to achieve the same exact look. Because I remember when I first started out with makeup, I honestly like was envious with all these brands, but I couldn't afford it because, you know, I'm going to school and I don't have like time to buy all these expensive stuff that I need to buy books and stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys want to see more contour tutorials, maybe with powder next time, or how to use a beauty blender, please do comment below, thumbs up the video, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching my tutorial. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.